Alright guys, sit down. This is gonna be a good class. And I got a lot for you, so let's get started. Today we are going to be learning more about cutie marks and the symbolic, representative, and literal meaning they all have. And this one is going to be interesting because now we got more ponies to do, and we got a few extra special ones at the end of the video. So, without further ado, let's begin. To start off, we have vinyl scratch. What's your cutie mark mean? Well, obviously music. Now, what kind of music is this? Well, to me, in elementary school, it meant run, but that's obviously not right. Now, I'll let you answer that question. But her cue mark means music, obviously. Now, what do we know about music? Well, it could be techno, it could be dubstep, it could be a lot of other stuff. Now, vinyl does techno or dubstep. Either one would be fine. And you might be asking me, how is this literal or something like that? Well, literal in the meaning that she does actually deal with music. Symbolic as when she does music, she usually makes it herself. Not to mention she has a huge speaker that she can make music on. And vinyl is kind of like a DJ pony. In the show she's called DJ Pon 3. And that kind of makes me a little bit wavy on both ends because either way, you're gonna either think of vinyl as a pony that just listens to music all the time, which she is, or you could think of her as a pony that makes music and performs at parties? Maybe not, but that leads us to our next character, and I'm sure you'll love her. Next up is Octavia Melody. Well, okay, well, Octavia plays the cello. She is the complete opposite of vinyl. Yeah, she does live with her. She also makes, different music with her cello. Not much is known about Octavia, though. I would have to say she's, well, she's a bit different from vinyl. Yeah, sure, but you know, she's kind of like, the pony that I wouldn't really want to be around that much. Now, I'm not saying I don't like her. I do like her, but it's just that her music is kind of not my style, and it's not my style either. She's, she's just a music pony that plays the cello, classical music. Now, what's her key mark? Well, her key mark is a treble note. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. But what do we know about the music note? Well, it's not really a music note, it's a treble note, yes. But it's, I don't know. As we can see, she does music too. Just like vinyl, like I said. But what sets her apart from vinyl? A lot of things, actually. She never really puts her time and effort into dubstep. Octavia is kind of like a different kind of pony. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, that's great and all, but what's her cue mark? Symbolic, or what is it? Well, again, like vinyl, it's literal because she does music. Symbolic because, well, let's face it, well, Actually, no. Just literal, I would say, because either way, either way you look at it, it's not representative. Well, it is because of music, but it's just literal because she does music herself. And even though she lives with vinyl, it's kind of different for either one of them because they do different things. And for all we know, it could be because they just happen to live together, or it might just so happen that, I don't know, they just both do music and thought they would work good together. However, that's just a theory. But yes, her key mark is literal because she does her own music with her cello. And on to the next one, and this one's gonna get kind of personal. And along comes Bon Bon. This one is going to test my knowledge. There's a lot of episodes that she's in that I want to actually explain, and there's a lot of stuff that I don't want to explain, but I'm going to try to do as much as I can. Anyways, Bon Bon is a character that, well, you probably guessed that she works with Candy, as her cue mark describes. But in some show, they never really show her doing Candy at all. But in Slice of Life, she kind of she reveals her true name, which is not Bon Bon, it's Sweetie Drops, and she claims to be a secret agent pony in hiding? I'm not sure about that. But what I am sure about is that Bon Bon is with Candy, and you probably guessed that because Bon Bon is the name of a candy bar, or just a piece of candy. And you might be thinking, well, what's her cue mark like? Well, that's a bit different. Her cue mark, I would say, is symbolic, because even though she got her name Sweetie Drops and Bon Bon, I think that would go with her I think that corresponds with her cue mark. It could just be painting on like Charlotte's was, but that's a small possibility. Not really a possibility at all, but depending on which way you look at it. And now, well, actually, no. Now that I think about it, maybe, just maybe, she's different from all the others. Yeah, sure, she's Bon Bon, and that cue mark might be fake, but hey, might be real, might be fake. Either way, we're gonna find out one way or another. But for now, her cue mark will be symbolic because of the mainly because of the cue mark. It's pretty self-explanatory, and the way it is, the way it's like that is because we never really see her work with Candy. We think it's paying on, and plus, her name is Bon Bon, corresponding with her cue mark, Bon Bon. Sweetie Drops is also corresponding a bit, if you think about it, and I would say representative as well because of her name and because of her cue mark. Corresponding basically is what I'm going for here, but other than that, I don't see any other I don't see any other kind of corresponding with anything else. But now that we're on the subject, I think we better move on to the next one. So coming in at number 3, enter Lyra Heartstrings. Okay, well, we know Lyra's her instrument, and I'll show you the audio clip in a bit. She is kind of obsessed with humans, I would have to say. Not sure why, but she is. Kind of struck a nerve there. But, anyways, she is kind of like a music pony, a bit. And her humor is a liar. Um, I wouldn't have to say that she's in correlation with Vinyl and Octavia. I would say she's a bit of the same pony, a bit same kind of pony, a bit, but she's not really with them. I'm pretty sure she knows of them or who they are, but I don't think that it's that bad or that much. Lyra is, well, Lyra. I can't really say anything else about this. Jeez, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is she is obsessed with humans, and if you look at the show a lot or fan-made videos, you will see that she's just like a human. And you can even see that on some of my videos. And it's kind of interesting the way she sits, because even though she's a unicorn, she is pretty good at sitting like a human. And you might be thinking, well, what's her Q mark like? Well, her Q mark is literal. What? Wait, what? How is it literal? Well, it's literal because she has a liar as a Q mark, and what that means is she plays liar a lot. And she's basically with Bon Bon. She is lesbian, not sorry. She kind of makes herself. In the show, they kind of make a shipping kind of thing with Lyra and Bon Bon, which is called Lyra Bon. it's kind of cute, actually. I kind of like it. Either way, it's gonna be really good in season. Well, no, G5, because I want to see how that would work out. And plus, I hope they have them in the next season, because it's gonna be fun. So what do we know about Lyra Bon? Well, they're together. Again, not sorry. Bon is different than Lyra. Well, no, I mean Lyra is different than Vinyl and Octavia. And her key mark is also, I would say, maybe representative, because of her talents to play lyre. Anyways, that's basically what goes on. And then we go on to my most favorite pony of all. The most adorable pony in all of the show, one of them anyways, Derpy Hooves. Okay. This one, oh man, where do I even start? Well, Derpy is a fun little character. She's very adorable. She's very cute. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they put her in G5, because she's just freaking adorable. Anyways, Derpy plays a very important role in this video, because her Q mark is very, very complex, and it's going to test my knowledge a lot. So, her Q mark is Bubbles. Well, Bubbles. Okay, you know what? Let's put Pinkie Pie in here. Pinkie Pie has balloons. What do you think of balloons? Well, they're fun, right? They're in parties. And how would you describe Pinkie Pie? Well, crazy? Yes. Obsessed with parties? Yes. A party pony? Yes. She plans parties. So, how would you describe Bubbles? Well, I guess you would have to say that maybe, just maybe, they're a bit silly, simple-minded, not really flowing aimlessly. That's kind of what Derpy is. Derpy is kind of one-track-minded, and her eyes are what really gets me. Her eyes are kind of wonky. There are a few things that I want to say about Derpy, though. Derpy is a bit different. Now, I feel sorry for her. I really feel sorry. Every time I look at her, I just want to cry because I feel sorry for her. Because she's trying her best, alright? She's trying her best. She can't help it, okay? She can't help it. But the main thing about Derpy is that even though she's cute and she's adorable and she makes your heart melt, it's just her cue mark is Bubbles. That kind of gets me off track. Because here's why. We think of aimlessly, we think of silly, we think of Derpy when we look at Bubbles or think about him. I do. I'm not sure about you though. So here we go. Her cue mark is basically, I would say, a bit symbolic, I would have to say. Symbolic and literal, because literal is bubbles, and symbolic means, well, they're just bubbles. They're aimlessly floating, and people have fun with them. That's what Derpy is. I really have nothing else to say about her cue mark. But yeah, that's Derpy, and this has been a great background point, and now I think it's time for you guys to have a little surprise. Now we have Princess Twilight Sparkle, Princess of Friendship. We're gonna have fun with this one, considering she is the newest princess. And I think we're gonna have a pretty good, fun time. Let's begin. But first, let's give her a proper intro.
The Princess Twilight cometh, behold, behold, the princess is before us, behold, 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 the Princess Twilight cometh, behold, behold, the princess is
Twilight Sparkle, the Princess of Friendship. I'm pretty sure I did this one before because in the main 6. But here's a really good one. What we know about Princess Twilight? Well, she's been around since season 1, that's for sure. She is kind of like a princess to everything. She does a lot of things. Like, she reads books, basically, because she's Princess Celestia's student. Star student, at that. And, well, her cue mark is, well, I would say it's symbolic, because look at the stars. She has, well, you really can't see it in the picture, I'm sorry, but she has 5 stars around her, the big star in the middle. She has 1 big star in the middle and 5 other ones around it. Where the 5 little stars represent her friends: Pinkie Pie, Applejack and Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity. What's the big one? Twilight Sparkle herself. I would have to say that it's symbolic because of that, because of the 5 friends and the big one in the middle, her. So what are the 5 elements, excluding her? Well, laughter, generosity, loyalty, honesty, and kindness. everything that describes them the most. Now, what's Twilight's element? Well, judging by what I've seen in the show, I would have to say magic. Magic is the only thing that she actually doesn't. Well, I wouldn't have to specify that, but I would still say it's magic, mainly due to the fact that the way she is, and the way she reads books and magic and all that other stuff. So, why is it symbolic, you might be asking me? Well, here's why. Think about it. The big star is her, element of magic, the biggest element there is, and the other 5. Well, why would it be that? Well, here, let me shed a little more light. What if I told you that Twilight wasn't the only princess? Okay, that's fair. But what if I told you she was the only princess? You would think I'm crazy, right? Now, I'm not being skeptical about this, but I do believe that you might be thinking to yourself, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I told you that Princess Twilight was the only one, right? That can't be true. What if she wasn't the only one? Well, that's a little bit more in the zone. Now let me really extract your brain with this. What if I told you there weren't only 4, but there's now 5? Mind blown. And I'm not going to tell you who it is, because she's not really an alicorn. Well, she is, but she's not really a princess yet. So, Twilight Sparkle has a unique key mark that I really don't feel like explaining right now, because it's kind of hard to put into words, so I'll just say it bluntly like this. Twilight Sparkle is the leader of the pack, leader of the friends. Therefore, she has the biggest element, and she's the leader of everything. Princess of Friendship, I would be a little bit more careful on that. And to top it all off, I believe that Princess Twilight has a bit more responsibility than any others. Because friendship. You know, what they say, friendship is magic. Whatever. But, here's something I really want to get off my chest about Princess Twilight. She is the most important princess ever. Why? Well, think about it. She is powerful magic. And she was actually trusted in the 2nd season, I believe, that she can handle all 4 princesses' powers. Well, other 3. And that's how I think about it. She's more powerful to take on T-Rick by herself. That's impressive. But anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Well, not really the end. I still have princesses to go. But, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know. Well, no, wait, I'm gonna wait till the end of this video. Sorry. I record this one last, and this presentation really isn't that worth doing the intro in the middle of the princesses, so I'll wait till the end. Sorry, guys. Alright, so first we have Cadence, the princess of love or family? Okay, this should be fun. Okay, so Princess Cadence, the princess of love or family. Either one is fine. So, how do I say this? Her key mark would be symbolic? I believe so. Okay, I think it would be symbolic because the heart is... Okay, Princess Cadence is the leader of the Crystal Empire, with the Crystal Heart in the center, and that gives the power. I think the kingdom has power like that. So, what gives Crystal Heart the power. Well, that might be a fairy heart, that might be something else. But the crystal heart, I think, is also her cutie mark because of the symbolic in the way that the crystal heart is at the center of the kingdom. And that brings us to the symbolic meaning of it being the princess of love or family. Because she is the only one that has a family. Only Alicorn, that is. I don't think it's literal, but it could be representative to running the Crystal Empire as her kingdom. So that would be symbolic and, representative. So that's how I would explain it. So on to the next one, and this one is gonna be the actual princesses that go into the story. Enter Princess Celestia. Celestia is the main ruler of Equestria. I would have to say she's a bit of a, well, she's basically a morning pony, I'm not gonna lie. She is, well, how is it? She is the raiser of the sun, basically. I would have to say. I would expect nothing less from the eternal, Alicorn princess of Equestria. She raises the sun, and I would have to say her cutie mark resembles her being, well, literal. Honestly, there's no other way to put this, because representative in the way that she does raise the moon, and literal that she also raises the moon. This is the only way I could actually explain it. I wouldn't say it was symbolic, because her cutie mark is really, like, literally a sun. So, I mean, I wouldn't have to say anything else other than, it's just that, it's that way. I really can't say anything else. But being the ruler of Camelot, that is a huge, huge freaking city. I would have to say that, well, let's just face it, there is no other meaning to it, so I can't say anything else. Anyways, on to the Princess of the Night. Welcome, Princess of the Night, Princess Luna. This one's gonna be pretty fun for me to explain. I'm pretty sure you know why. My favorite princess. Let's begin. Princess Luna is a princess of the night. She raises the moon, and for good reason. You can probably explain by her that she is dark, much like the night is. Her key mark is a moon. That is literal. That is just like Celestia. It's literal. Why? Well, let's think about it. If you actually think of Luna, and you look at the way she is, and look at her thoroughly, then you would know she's Princess of the Night. She raises the moon, and she's a little sister of Celestia. That's probably something you already understood, but the way she is, I have to say that, well, her key mark is just flat out literal. I wouldn't say that it's that bad of a thing, but if you really think about it, it's going to be a bit more different of a Alicorn. Here's why. Luna is kind of like a big sister to Ponies in a Dream. It's not really bad to think about it, but it is pretty funny. It's funny to me because even though Luna is a princess of the night and raises the moon, how does she do that? Like, they have an actual aura, but I don't know how that would actually work. I'm not sure how they can actually have that much power, other than being horns, but that's something totally different. Anyways, guys, that was Princess Luna, and now we have one of the princesses that I wouldn't really count on, because she's not really, she is a princess, but she's still growing. With that, class is dismissed. Remember, guys, tomorrow we're going to learn more